Hello, Year 2. Here's the PowerPoint and the teaching session for Wednesday's lesson. And today we're going to be learning about different sentence types. So, types of sentences. By the end of this session, I hope that you'll be aware and be able to recognise the different types of sentences. And not only that, but write your own. Okay, so first of all, what are the different types of sentences? I want you to pause the video now and jot down on a bit of scrap paper or tell somebody what are the different types of sentences. Super, you've remembered. So they are statements, questions, commands, and exclamations. Hopefully you remember what each of those are, but what we're going to do today is we're going to go through each of them. Sometimes I'm going to give you some examples and sometimes I'm going to challenge you to give me examples. So let's have a look at statements first of all. Statements are sentences which tell you a fact, an opinion, or an idea. So for example, down at the bottom here you've got a picture of a rainbow. And it says a rainbow has 7 colours. Is that a fact, an opinion, or an idea? Well done, you're absolutely right. That's a fact because a rainbow has 7 colours. Let's have a look. The next sentence there, it says, they are beautiful to look at. Is that a fact, an opinion, or an idea? Absolutely, it's an opinion because I might love rainbows, but other teachers or other people might not like rainbows. Do you like rainbows? So, your task in a moment, you're going to pause the video and I would like you to write some statements about school. So think about our wonderful school, St. Joseph's, and think about writing statements about it. Remember, they could be facts, they could be opinions, or they could be ideas. Pause the video now and write some down. I would like you to write at least 2, but maybe challenge yourself to write 3. Right, so here's one of the ideas that I had. St. Joseph's is a caring school where children learn in a fun way. Now is it a fact, an opinion, or an idea? One could argue it's a fact, but actually it's an opinion. That's my opinion because somebody might think differently. I'm not sure who. Next to St. Joseph's School, there is a park. Is that a fact, an opinion, or an idea? That's right. It's a fact because there is definitely that wonderful park and there's a slide in there. Although you can't use it now, there is a bit of a climbing frame over there as well. Well done. So these are statements. Great job. The next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at questions. Questions are sentences that ask you something. They usually end with a question mark. So here's an example. Let's have a look at this picture. It's a picture of people having dinner, isn't it? And then it says, what did you have for dinner? So they're asking you, what did you have for dinner? Another question could be, would you like some of this turkey? Your job, please, is to write some questions people may want to ask about our school. What questions would people want to ask possibly about our school? Think about somebody that's never been to our school before and knows nothing about it. What could they ask? Remembering that when we're writing questions, they need to have a question mark at the end. Pause the video now and please write your questions, please. Superb. So, some of the questions that I've come up with are, what time is break time at your school? Because break times can be different at different people's schools. So that is a question, and I have a question mark as well. How many teachers are there at St. Joseph's? Again, I have a question mark at the end people won't know how many teachers we have at our schools because each school is very, very different. Can you notice that my first sentence started with the word what? And my next sentence started with the word how? These are what we call question words. And then again, my last one is, what are the best days to have school dinners? That's a question finished with a question mark. The next type of sentence are commands. Now let's explain a bit more about those. They are often urgent or angry. They can be very short and contain an imperative verb. Commands, imperative verbs, are also known as bossy verbs. They tell people what to do. So an example here, we've got somebody that looks like they're in a bit of a panic and they're by the sign that says stop. And the command sentence is, help me, stop it. I wonder what commands we can think of. So I would like you to write some commands that you may hear at school or at home. Pause the video now and write some down. Just to help you out, maybe I'll give you a little clue of a command. Sit sensibly on the carpet. That's a command. So pause the video and see how many you can write, commands that you may hear at home and that you may hear at school. The final sentence type we are learning about today is an exclamation sentence. An exclamation is used when someone is surprised. It always starts with how or what, and it contains a noun and a verb. Let's go back over that. What's a noun? Great. A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. And how about a verb? What is a verb? That's great. A verb is an action word. So this tells us that our exclamation sentences, they always start with a how or a what. They have a noun in it. That's a name of a person, place, or thing. And they also have a verb in it, which is an action. That's giving you some very clear guidelines. So therefore, let's have a look at the example here. What big feet you have. Your job, please, is to write some exclamation sentences about the school. Sure, you can do it. If you get stuck, you can always go back. Remember, it starts with a how or a what. It contains a noun and a verb. I'm not giving you any clues with this one because I really want to challenge you for this. So pause your video and write a few of them down for me. What I would love to see is your types of sentences that you've written. Maybe an adult could take a picture of it and they could send it in to the Year 2 email address. So our aim was to be able to recognise the different sentence types, which we've gone through and learnt about, and hopefully you're going to send me some pictures of your wonderful sentences that you've written.